Hey soulmates, welcome to another tutorial. Today we are going to learn how to make this trendy bubu top and short. If it's something you like, please watch this video to the end. Let's get started. I'm making use of 3 yards of fabric. It's an Ankara fabric. I'm making use of 3 yards of fabric. You can make use of 4 yards, it's depending on your size. And I'm trying to make the blueprint to be at the center while the other color should be at the back. So let's get started. We want to fold our fabric into 4. As you can see, the blue is at the other side, which is the center part, while the other colors are at the side. So I'm making use of 30 inches for length, while for the neck width I'm making use of 3. First of all, I'm marking 3 inches by 1 inch. That will be for the back. And I'm taking my shoulder measurement of 15 inches. For 15 inches, then you can add, it depends on how falling you want your hand to be. You can make use of the whole length of the whole cloth. I just made use of the whole length of the whole cloth, just as you can see me doing like this. I mark it out like this. And from that shoulder place, you want to come down by half an inch, and you make a slant line meeting the neckline at the point, just like this. Next, you want to come down from that half length. You want to come down by 11 inches. I took 11 inches. You can make it 12 with all the best. I took 11 inches, so I'm marking it out just as you see me doing like this. Next, you want to make a straight line just like this, and you want to take your bust measurement. My bust measurement is 36. I just made use of 48. That's 12 inches. I mark it there. I just make it 12 inches like this. 12 times 4 is 48. I just mark 48 inches just like this. And no need for your other measurements, just only the bust measurements. Then you make a curve as you see me doing like this, and you make it down just like this. At that place, you want to make a very sharp curve as you see me doing like this, and that's all for the front part. Then we'll cut it out just like this. We're cutting both the front and the back together just like this. To take out the one part of it, I will use one part for the back, and this will be for the front. And at the front side, you want to come down by your desired neckline. I came down by 8 inches. Then I mark it out like this, and from that place, from the down part, you want to come up. You want to take in 2 inches, or take out 2 inches. So you're marking out 2 inches just like this, marking it out, making a straight line as you see me doing like this. Want to make a straight line just like this, meeting the neck length or the neck width just like this. So this is how you will mark it out. Then you cut it open just as you see me doing like this. That's all for the front part, and this is how it will look like, and that's all for it. In cutting the short, the length of my short is 16 inches. I'm marking out exactly 16 inches because I'm going to say add a band of 1 inch. So if I add the band of 1 inch plus this 16 inches I'm having, that has it to be 17 inches. So I'm using that 1 inch to use as the folding, so I'm just marking exactly 16 inches just as you see me doing like this. to mark out your hip length. My hip length is 9.5, so I'm marking out 9.5 just like this. Everybody hip length differs. Just tie, if you want to determine your hip length, just tie something around your waist, then the fuller part of your bum, that will be your hip length. My hip length is 9.5 and I'm marking 9.5 just as you see me doing like this. And I'm taking my hip measurement. It's a free knicker, so my hip is 40. Instead of 40, I'm making use of 44. So I'm marking out 44. That means 11 inches all around from the waist to the hip, even down to the full length, just as you see me doing like this. I'm marking out a straight line to meet the waist side from the down going up to the waistline. And determine our crotch depth, you can take your crotch measurement by sitting down, or you can simply use your tape rule, your hip measurement to determine your crotch depth. My hip is 40 and 40 divided by 2 is 20. 20 divided by another 2 is 10, and 10 divided by another 2 is 5. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5. So I'm making use of that 2.5 as my crotch depth. From my hip, from where my hip line is, I'm going down by that 2.5 that I have there. That will be my crotch depth. And in getting the circumference, my lap circumference or your round thigh circumference, you are dividing it into 2. Mine is 26. Instead of 26, I'm using 32 inches, and 32 inches divided by 2 is 16. So I'm marking out 16 inches just as you see me doing like this. And I'm using my curve rule to connect it just like this, and that is our crotch depth or crotch length, meeting the hip just like this. Sorry it's not visible, but I hope you can get this. And there's another detailed tutorial on how to cut a basic short that is also on my page. And for the lap, I'm marking out 12 inches. I'm making use of 24, and 24 divided by 2 is 12 inches, and I'm marking it out like this. For the hip, if you're getting your hip is divided by 4, while for your lap, your thigh is divided by 2. So please take note of that. And I'm connecting it like this, and that's all for the front part of the shorts.
And if you hear this and then go on bend your back, go on bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max. Will the DJ please turn up the bass to the max? Please just rewind, let me
For the
shake
back
it to the
part,
max.
you are placing the front on the other fabric. I'm using it to cut the back. And note that our back is always bigger than our front. From the waist down to the crouch line, our back is always bigger than our front. And while we are cutting the front, we didn't add any allowance, but at the back part, that is where we are going to add the allowance. I'm coming down by 1 inch at the waist side, because you know our back and our front are different because of our bum at our back. So I'm just trying to place it out just like this, and I'm marking out all the straight lines. I'm just connecting straight lines just like this. That will serve as the guidelines when I'm cutting for the back. And in getting the crouch depth for the back, I'm marking out anything you have between the lines of the hip and the crouch line. You will mark it out. I have 2.5, so I'm marking out 2.5 at the back just like this, and at the waist and to the hip I'm taking out 2 inches just like this. As you see me doing like this, I'm marking out 2 inches, and we are making a straight line just like this, and we're using our curve rule to connect the crouch line to the hip line, making a curve just as you see me doing like this. For the down parts, you have taken out the same 2 inches just like this, and we are connecting it to meet the crouch line just like this. And at the waist side, at first we marked straight lines, but because of it's the back, we are going to make a slant line. I'm trying to make a slant line like this, and that's all for it. And also the 1 inch, I'm just trying to connect it just like this, and at the other part you're going to make a straight line meeting the waist part of it, because it will not be equal because of what, like I said, the bum at our back, and that's all for the front and the back. This shirt doesn't have pockets because the material was not enough. If not, I would have cut for it, but the material was not enough. I just had to just make it just a simple shirt without pockets, just an elastic band, while for the top I decided to add pockets for the top. And as you see, the lines at the back is not straight. I'm cutting it in a slant line, as you see, like this, and I'm just trying to cut out the upper part just like this, and that's all for cutting both the front and the back. And I'm going to open just the side, as you see me doing like this, and that's all for it. Parts of the short sneaker, so we are sewing the short first before sewing the top. So first of all, you want to join our crotch line together. As you can see, I've joined the back crotch line separately and also joined the front crotch line separately, as you see me doing like this. And now you want to turn it to the front side first, then front side facing front side, the front and the back, and want to sew down the sides just as you see me doing like this. So you sew down the sides just like this. So the second side again just like this. This is after sewing the side just like this. As you can see, it's all sewn up. I sew it with just 1 inch, then we are closing down the crouch part. So I'm just sewing it with the same one, and this is after sewing it. And as you can see, I've ironed it flat, and I'm marking out for the band. I want to mark out the waist part. I have 41 there, so we're going to get a band to cut out the band for the upper part. So we'll cut out 41 inches, and the length of the band will be, like I said it's 1 inch, so the length of it will be 2 inches or 2.5. I cut that 2.5 because of the joining for it. So this is how it is. So you want to measure 2.5 just like this. As you can see, measuring 2.5 just like this. Ironing the band, so I'm going to get my elastic. I'm using a 1 inch elastic, that's why the band is cut the way it was cut. So we want to measure our elastic. The full length of the elastic is 35, but I'm not making use of the 35 because of it's an elastic, and I'm not making use of my waist measurement. I use 26 to cut the elastic, so it will be very firm on my waist. So after that, we want to determine the midpoint of the band first, then you turn the elastic like this and make a straight line like this. This is after sewing it, then you flip it, then you sew the elastic inside, and this is how it's turned out. Then you want to take the midpoint of the back and also on the front to sew it out, to join it like this, and that's all for the front. And we want to turn the down parts with just 1 inch, like we said at the beginning. So I'm sewing out with 1 inch just like this. You iron it first, then you sew it, and this is how it looks like. So simple and beautiful. Now let's get to the top part. Now in cutting the top, we want to join the shoulder. I did that off camera, but this is how it looks like after joining the shoulder first. Yeah, joining the shoulder first. This is how it just looks like, just like this. So I'm trying to arrange it well so you can see it's more visible. Then we are taking I'm using 2 inch. I cut it out 4, then I fold it into 2. That's 4 inch, just like a band, the way we cut the band of the shirt. But this is for the front. So you want to determine the center part of your neck, then at the top and also at the band you want to determine the center parts, just as you see me doing like this. You want to join the 2 notched parts of the neck part and also at the band parts with your pin. You want to pin it out just like this, and you sew it all around the neck line, the front and at the back, and from the back neckline down to the front. You want to sew it just like this. This is how it will look like at the front part. So you want to give it a very good press. We would not have like that, so I wasn't able to iron it well, but once there was light, I ironed it immediately. So you want to give it a very good press. And it determined for the neck, at the beginning our neck length is 8 inches. So we want to mark that same 8 inches. From the shoulder part, you want to mark that same 8 inches. You can still go down, it depends on how deep you want it to be. I later went down with like 9 inch or 8.5. So this is how it looks like after closing it like this. You are placing one on top each other and sew it just straight line. The sewing will show, not that maybe you are sewing from this side, the sewing will definitely show. So next, I want to mark out the pocket part. I'm taking my waist measurement of 16 inches, and from the center I'm going out by 4 inches, just like as if I'm taking my dart, but I want to use that as a pocket guide, and I'm coming down by 8 inches. That means 5 by 8 inches. That's what I'm using for the pocket guide. And I'm just taking the pieces from the pocket, from the fabric, to just place it just to serve as the pocket, and I'm pinning it down just as you see me doing like this. If your material is much, you can make a bigger pocket. It doesn't mean, but just because of my material is not much, I'm just trying to just make it just a smaller pocket. And yeah, you want to sew the 3 sides, the 2 sides, and also the down parts. Do not sew the front part, just as you see me doing like this. And next, we want to open it. Then for the hand parts, for the sleeve parts, we want to sew it with 1 inch going inside. We want to make a straight stitch before it's going inside. This is after sewing the sleeve. And next, you just want to turn it the back side, then you want to just sew it close, just as you see me doing like this. And that's all for it. I want to give your clothes a very good press. So when the body light, I decided to iron it very well, and I just did a little detail at the pocket side. And for the down part, you want to close it with 1 inch. You just fold the down part with 1 inches. And that's all for the sewing part and give your clothes, and this is how it will look like. I hope this video was helpful, and if you watch this today, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Bye.